Today we're diving into what happens when one of a tech giant's biggest secrets, we're talking the source code to its crown jewel AI, gets accidentally spilled all over the internet for everyone to see. Yep, this is the story of the great AI leak.
You know, it's the kind of question that probably keeps tech executives up at night. But today, we get to see what happens when that vault isn't cracked by some master hacker, but just unlocked by a simple but very costly mistake.
All right, so our story kicks off with one of the biggest names in AI, Anthropic. They're the ones who built Claude, a really powerful and famously closed-source model. But then, in late March of 2026, one little error changed absolutely everything.
And the crazy part is, the leak happened in the most boring way imaginable. A developer left something called a map file. Think of it like a roadmap to the source code inside a public software library. And just like that, boom, over 500,000 lines of top secret code were out in the open for anyone to see. A huge oversight with even bigger consequences.
So, of course, developers immediately started digging in, and what they found was wild. The core of this super advanced AI, a shockingly simple while true loop. They also found funny little Easter eggs like a penguin fast mode and secret developer commands like ultrathink. But on a more serious note, they also uncovered some pretty extensive user tracking, logging everything, even flagging negative user comments with keywords like, you guessed it, WTF.
The reaction online was, well, it was immediate and full of irony. This one comment from Reddit just captures the mood perfectly. In the community's eyes, Anthropic's big mistake had just made their prized closed-source project very open.
But this wasn't just about developers snooping through code. Oh no. What happened next turned into a real battle. A giant corporation trying to stuff the genie back in the bottle, and a community that had very different plans.
So you had this classic standoff, right? On one side, Anthropic went into full defense mode, sending out these legal takedown notices to try and scrub the code from the internet. But the community, they did the exact opposite. They embraced it. Copies of the leaked code started spreading like wildfire.
And when I say they embraced it, I mean the scale was just absolutely staggering. A single online repository with the leaked code got over 110,000 stars on GitHub, which is a huge deal in just one day. The community wasn't just curious, they were mobilized.
And look, this wasn't just some protest, it had real practical consequences. This leak basically turbocharged the entire open source AI agent scene. Suddenly, developers were finding that the open source alternatives were actually way easier to build with than Claude's now exposed and apparently very complex architecture. But here's the thing, the Claude leak wasn't happening in a vacuum, right? While the open source world was having a field day with its new prize, the rest of the AI industry was still moving at a breakneck pace. This was just one battle in a much larger AI arms race.
At the exact same time, other huge players were making their own massive moves. We saw companies releasing enormous 400 billion parameter models, others dropping new AI that could understand images and video. The main takeaway here is just how fierce the competition was, and still is, across the entire industry.
Now, this arms race isn't just about launching shiny new products. It's really fueled by a constant fire hose of cutting-edge research. And some of the most exciting stuff happening right now isn't about making AI bigger, but actually about making it smarter and way more efficient.
Check this out. There's this huge breakthrough with so-called one-bit models. As you can see, they are a tiny fraction of the size of traditional ones. We're talking just 7% of the original. That's up to 14 times smaller. It's kind of like compressing a giant music file into a tiny MP3 without losing the tune. And that's a total game changer, because it means we can run powerful AI not just in the cloud, but right on your phone or laptop.
Okay, but as these AIs get more capable and roam the internet freely, a whole new kind of threat is popping up, something called AI agent traps. And this isn't about tricking an AI with a clever prompt. Nope. The new attack is to hide malicious instructions in the websites and documents the AI is analyzing, basically turning the open internet into a potential minefield for them.
And get this, this is not just some theory. A recent paper found that these hidden attacks, just buried in the code of a web page, could successfully hijack an AI agent in up to 86% of their tests. The danger isn't just in the AI's own code anymore, but in the world it's interacting with. So let's pull all this together. We've got a massive leak, a community rebellion, a new frontier of security risks. What does this all actually mean for the future of AI? Well, I think it boils down to three key takeaways. First, the battle between open and closed source AI is just heating up. The Claude leak proved that one mistake can pour gasoline on the open source fire, challenging this whole idea that AI can be kept under corporate lock and key. Second, our whole concept of AI security has to change. It's not just about the code anymore. It's about protecting the AI from the data it consumes. And finally, the speed of all of this, the innovation, the competition, the community response, it's just faster than it has ever been.
Which really just leaves us with this final question to chew on. As these AI systems get more and more powerful, we have to wonder, what's the real danger here? The complexity of the code we're writing, or the secrets we try and sometimes fail to keep locked away?